What's going on, people? Hope y'all doing fantastic. I'm going to read an article, and hopefully it's going to shed some light on what's taking place out here in the general freight sector, and maybe some other little sectors that, that aren't quite general freight, but a little bit more specialized. But let me grab my glasses here, and let me read the article. So this is from the Truckers Report, and I'm not exactly sure when it was published. I think it was published a couple of days ago, sometime in the month of April, not sure. But it says, ATA admits truckers will get laid off while mega carriers fight to flood the market with new drivers. Trucking Trade Association, American Trucking Association, ATA, executives are warning that the quote unquote, the second quarter is going to be terrible, unquote. They are warning that fleets will be forced to lay off drivers. Yet at the same time, many of the same mega carriers represented by the ATA are trying to make sure that new CDL drivers keep flooding into the industry. Their proposed solutions include allowing CDL students to drive without first obtaining even a permit. Oh, look at that. Quote, I would expect a lot of trucking failures, unquote, said Bob Costello, chief economist for ATA, according to FreightWaves. Quote, I hate going out and saying that, but I think you need to know that. Even with SBA loans, it's federal help, but it's not going to save the day, unquote. They'll let you know right there. Costello was speaking during a webinar hosted by the National Shippers Strategic Transportation Council. He told attendees that an economic recession has begun. Because of that, ATA expects freight volumes to drop significantly. And when freight volumes fall, trucking companies will have to lay off drivers. Yet, despite that, an open letter addressed to the National Governors Association was sent on Tuesday. In it, a coalition of carriers, CDL schools, and trucking industry groups urged the governors of all 50 states to declare that CDL schools and state driver license agencies are, quote unquote, essential services that can remain open during a national emergency declaration. I don't think that went through. Our nation desperately needs to continue training and testing new professional CDL drivers, the letter states. The coalition writes that the lack of new CDL students poses, quote, a critical threat to our nation's ability to move medical supplies, food, and other freight, unquote. The letter is signed by mega carriers, including CR England, Knight-Swift, Roll, or Rowell, however you say that, Stevens, US Express, and many more. Oh, it doesn't say and many more, many of whom are members of ATA. Okay, and that's it for the article. So they want to get rid of the independents, the people that have some knowledge on this trucking and this trucking industry and everything like that. They want to get rid of us, and they want to flood the market with new drivers, do whatever they're going to do. Now, these companies, they get kickbacks from the government when they when they sign up under their program for trucking school and put, their butt in the seat and get them out in the truck. They get a kickback. So that's why I think that was why there's no bailout for the trucking industry, because they already had it in their mind. Well, we don't want to mess up this good thing, this opportunity, this crisis. We don't want it to go to waste. So we'll just keep quiet and we'll get paid on the back end. Right. But, oh, man. All right. So with that being said, let's look at the members of the ATA. And I made a list. I had to do some prep work before I did this video. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the list and go to the top. So last on the list is we have Barry Patil. And this is from the ATA, the board of directors. Barry Patil, he's it says past chairman on there. All this information is on the ATA website. You can go look it up for yourself. Most of it. Now, he owns Patil's Transport. I've seen those trucks before. And he also has his hand in other companies. He's either owner or co-owner of other companies within the transport business. Don't know which ones they are. It did not say. Then there is John A. Smith. He's the treasurer for the ATA. We're not really concerned about their positions right now. And he is the president and CEO of FedEx. Now, remember the article I just read. So just keep that in mind, listening to these names and what other companies that they are associated with. Then you have another John Smith, which is the secretary. And this John Smith is the chairman of CRST. Crash and Roll Stunt Team. I heard that acronym out there before. Then we have Andrew Boyle. He's the vice president. And I guess he runs Boyle Transport. And prior to one of his past jobs, say it like this, one of his past jobs was he was a investment banker for JP Morgan and Chase. Oh, the money guy. Okay, then there's Dan Alstyne or Alstyne. I don't know how to say his last name. And he is the vice president. And it says here, he is the CEO of Ruan Transport, R-U-A-N, however you say that name. And he is also the senior vice president, or he was the senior vice president and general manager of Schneider. The orange guys. Then next up, we have Harold Summerford. He's a second vice president, and he runs J&M Tank Lines, and they do other freight besides tanker freight. Next is Shari Brahm. She's the first vice president, and it looks like I just have on here Garner Transportation, so I guess she runs Garner Transportation. You go look this stuff up. I just did some quick notes real quick. Then next we have Rand Gillett, and he's the chairman. He runs Triple G Express and Southern Motor Transport. And then we have the president and CEO of the ATA, Chris Speier. Now, he was according to the information on the website, he did something for Hyundai Motor Group or something like that, right? But what his position is, or what he did was, he's the president and CEO of the ATA. What he did was, or what he does, he's a lobbyist for Capitol Hill, or on for Capitol Hill. So whatever the megas, whatever this board right here of all these different trucking companies, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to push. So they put all this information over to Chris Speier, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know if this happens or not. And he goes to Capitol Hill and he goes and does his lobbying thing, right? So this is why the little guy can't get ahead, because we're disorganized. So, and this is the whole corporate game right here. Then this other guy, what was this guy's name? Andrew Boyle. He was tied in with JP Morgan, the investment banker. So he was a banker. So let's just say, allegedly, let's just say that one of these megas have their eye on a smaller company that's maybe creating a little ripple in the mega carrier's profits. And they say, hey, we want to buy you out. So they go to this guy because he has banking connections, right? Hey, yeah, we got our eye on this company right here. We know we're going to need X amount of money, a couple $1 million or whatever. We're going to start another company. Make sure it's a non-recourse loan just in case the loan defaults. Non-recourse means they don't come after you. I don't know if that happens or not. This is just stuff that goes on in my head. And then another thing with this whole list, with all these people that's on this board, this is like mix and match trucking. Okay, you have a president, CEO, chairman, vice president, second vice president, vice president, or a vice chairman, another vice chairman, a secretary. Where are all these people at? You can do this own research on your own, because I'm not that really concerned about who's doing what. A lot of these people are probably on the same board of directors on these mega carriers. You know, this person might be the CEO over here, and they might be the vice president over here, and vice versa, and everything like that. So everything's all tangled together, and they stick together, say, hey, this is what we want. We're going to put this out here. You know, we'll send it up here to this the lobbyist dude, send it over to Capitol Hill. This is what we want. You know, pat his pockets a little bit, do whatever they going to do. So this is why it's not good for us, because, you know, they're going to push forth their agenda, you know, and squeeze the little guys out like you and me, or try to. And I think I've said it before, you know, and that was their whole plan. They want to, you know, bleed the owner operators dry. Hey, you know, you can't make it on your own with your own authority. Looks like you're having trouble. So why don't you just kind of, you know, just lease to us, and, you know, we'll take care of you. We got you, buddy. Excuse me. That's, oh man, 11 minutes. Man, that's pretty long for me. But that's all for this one. So that's what's going on out here. That's how it works. Where you know this, brother? How you put all this stuff together? You watch YouTube videos, YouTube University. Start watching this old trash and stuff. Start watching people. There's a guy on YouTube, and he always wears suit and ties. Older guy. I think he's in his 60s. He might even be 70s. And he tells you the game. He tells you exactly how to do it. I'm not going to mention his name because some of y'all hear it and get all twisted up and stuff like that. But hey, he there's a saying out in the business world: success leaves clues. Just like the whole I'm going to say prepping and being prepared and stuff like that. Success leaves clues. You know, how you know all that prepping stuff, brother, man? Look around my page. There's people on there that you might want to go follow. But that's all. Man, 12 minutes. All right, man. We'll see you.